Morning, Rubies. Welcome back to another episode, and I hope you are doing well. We are now at the halfway mark, and I will be dropping an episode on how you can refocus and you can actually start your new year 2.0 starting this month. So I'm currently doing some things, so I was able to review Ruby's my previous goals that I would have set, and I really didn't start attaining or setting goals until March because January is usually a time of it's very celebratory for me with birthdays, with family and the holidays and traveling. And February is me literally getting back into the swing of things. And I really don't start until March when I truly look at it, and I have to become so much better than that. But there are some things that I realized that I stick to. There are some things that I did accomplish, and it made me have a new outlook on just being grateful and how to work through things very strategically in current situations where I see the enemy is also trying to keep me frustrated and doesn't want me to enjoy blessings. We will be on the Patreon page by today. Yes, you heard right, by today. So one of the things that I really want to get into, and I think this is going to be such a really, really good thing for all of the Rubies to really take into consideration, because I think all of us has went through this before, is understanding Hag Energy. Yep, you heard me. Hag Energy. Hag Energy. And I think every Ruby has went through this. And let me tell you something. High energy does not mean that somebody has to be older. High energy can be seen in young and older women alike. And if you are somebody that has went through this, as I have in many aspects of my life, even up to last week, then I think you will absolutely understand the meanings of high energy. So the definition of high is a witch. And you know what? Witches are very annoying. They are very persistent. They become like a pain in the butt. They are the flies that you cannot hit, but you hear and you see. So the definition of a high is a witch. That's exactly what it means. So when I realized that Hag meant witch, I was very, very intrigued because I could not believe it. Because now I kind of understand the behavior of people that have high energy. And if you have a very feminine man, he has high energy too. You could find this energy in anybody, if they have not done the work. And then I started to go and I wanted to divulge, and I started to look up high energy like in different cultures. And I got so many different meanings. I got like an evil looking woman, a female demon, an evil or frightening spirit. You know, like I could not believe it. I could not believe that this high, now I understand high energy because it's derived from witch energy. Okay. So high energy, right? It's literally describing a bitter, a drained, a very overbearing, hardened, resentful energy. So if you have encountered a high, whether you are young or old, they are out. And some women can fall into this because after years of emotional exhaustion, unhealed trauma, and operating in survival mode, you increase your chances to be exposed to being high. That is the truth. You expose yourself to being a high when you don't learn how to forgive, when you don't learn how to go to the Heavenly Father with your traumas or seek therapy, and when you continue to operate in survival mode because you have not understand the principle of God being your provider. So persons that operate in survival mode, Rubies, are ones that do not trust the Creator to provide all of their resources. They don't believe that all of the riches and glory He is able to provide exceedingly and abundantly. Okay. And this is something that I am now learning. And right now, I can tell you, I am learning how to disassociate myself with survival mode, because your brain always wants to be in survival mode. And I heard a beautiful YouTuber said that she said, your brain does not work for success. It works for survival. And I've been operating in survival that even in a blessing that God has given me, I'm trying to learn how to let go of trying to please everybody, that now I'm not enjoying my blessing. And because I'm still trying to take the burden for other people, because I'm so used to doing that, because there was a season in my life that I had to do that. You have to carry the mantle for persons. So high energy, you can become very resentful and very bitter. And one of the things that I do notice right now is because of that, I realized that I was starting to become unhappy in a season that I'm supposed to be happy. So now I'm addressing it, and I started to break down things, like I said, in the refocus in your new year 2.0. I realized that, hey, until I can get this fixed, let me work on some other things and some other habits so I don't feel as bitter, and address it head on. Okay? All right. Now, high energy has nothing to do with age or looks. It's a spiritual and emotional state that dulls a woman's softness, joy, beauty, and radiance. There will be women around you that want you to be a high as well. And high energy, I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Melina. I think that's the name. As Melina walked, people treated her so poorly. I think her husband went to war, and other women, like, she was left behind until her husband came back. I think that's the gist of it. And there were women around her that was looking at her, looking down on her, very condescending looks, because they felt like she was better than them, even though Melina really talked. And they were hikes. Witches, jealousy, brewing deep inside of them because they don't want to fix things about themselves. You know, survival mode only kicks in when we don't address the elephant in the room. Survival mode kicks in when we don't address elephants in the room, and I'm going to show you this. Women enter survival mode of taking down other women when they don't want to address the way that they appear in this world, so they take down other women. That's a survival mechanism because they want to win. They want to be the one. It's a primitive instinct in most women that are not healed and have not done the work to be in competition for men, because men are a resource. They are resources. And they go in survival mode that if there's competition, they will do anything to take you down. That is survival mode thinking. Survival mode thinking comes when we don't address the elephant in the room with our resources and with finances. We start to cut back on things that doesn't need to necessarily cut back on, but we need to figure out ways to make more, or to go to God and ask God, what is stopping my financial breakthrough? I can tell you this is the first season in my life in a very long time, post-pandemic, that I'm now seeing the fruits and the rewards of financial stability. So I was working in survival mode all through the pandemic and afterwards. Okay? So high energy dulls a woman's softness, joy, beauty, and radiance. It is a spiritual and emotional state. So high energy shows up in these phases. And if you are a woman that has went through this is how high energy shows up. I did a full breakdown on this. It shows up when a woman is chronically bitter or jealous of other women. Remember I said that, survival mode. I have to take you down because it's not enough for all of us. So it comes when a woman is chronically bitter or jealous of other women. It comes when a woman operates constantly in her masculine control, hustle, aggression. Right? This is how women become highs. You don't notice women that decide to be the head of households and breadwinners, right? I'm not saying that you are not supposed to provide for yourself, but when you take on the role for you and another man and the kids and the family, you don't notice that at some point they become very mentally unstable. Can I tell you, I have done it the right way and I have done it the wrong way. And nothing feels better when you can depend on your partner. And I want you to know, you become bitter because you were not meant for burnout. You were not physically structured for burnout. You wasn't physically structured for it. Look at your hands compared to a man's hands. Look at your build compared to a man build. You are just a girl. Okay, you are just a girl. However, what the enemy wants is role reversal, because if he can get the other sex to operate in this role versus the other, it is confusion. The enemy is an author of confusion, but not God. So it really makes you think, is it truly worth it when it comes to hustle culture, when it comes to control and aggression? And the controlling spirit is a Jezebel spirit. That is a Jezebel spirit waiting to manifest. Another way high energy shows up in women, right, this is how it shows up, is when they are emotionally unavailable, guarded, or cold. So these are women with unhealed trauma. These are women that is afraid of the world. I was once a woman that was afraid of people because of how much hurt I had endured. So I always had in the back of my mind an escape plan when I would let people come near me, because I never wanted to be in a predicament again where I'm so hurt that I take downtime because I need to process my emotions after the hurt. The next way that high energy truly shows up in women is when they judge, mock women who are free, happy, and glowing. This is why I gave the analogy with the Melina movie. Watch it. So these type of women, they have not done the work. They have not taken on the opportunities. They have not loved life, that they hate yours. Let me say that again. They have not loved their life, so they hate yours. And they will judge you. They will judge how you do your hair, how you do your nails, and you're showing up 110% better than them. But they judge every single thing about you. High energy alert. High energy alert. Okay? The next way to show up in women is that they become extremely obsessed with power, status, and competition over connection. Remember I tell you, the competition of men. Women will try you because they feel you already have an advantage over them. Anytime you see women trying you, it's because they feel that they have an advantage over you and they want to get a reaction out of you because they want you to stoop down to their level. I deal with Hags on a daily basis, and I am not even where I think I want to be yet. Right? I'm not even where I want to be. I have not manifested into the Ruby that I want to be as yet. Right? There are certain things that I'm still working on, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. But there's a hag out there, a fox, a bat, a witch, a piglet that is out there looking and seeking whom's energy she should devour, steal, and destroy. It sounds like they come from their maker. Not their maker, but it sounds like they come from somebody that is influencing them, that got thrown out of heaven by the maker. That is the characteristic of Satan, okay? So these type of women are always obsessed with power because they feel like power is going to help them overcome being looked past, versus a woman that's not in high energy, that is just beautiful and just feminine and just joyful and just peaceful and the fruits of the spirit. Like they think that physical attributes or status helps them to become more likable. And when they realize that this tactic does not work, they get very upset. They become very intrusive. Eventually these type of high energies when they mock you, like when they try to do everything that you do. But we know what I noticed? Anytime something is a counterfeit, it cannot maintain its counterfeitness. That's not even a word, but it cannot contain that counterfeit state for a very long time. It cannot maintain a counterfeit state for a very long time. The high energy is one that criticizes over creating. These are the women, like I say, they pick apart everything you do but not doing any better. These are the women that attack you on the job, or they always look for fault in everybody else work on the job except theirs. These are the women that pry into your life because they know nothing about you, because they're trying to find something to talk about you so they can critique you to say that, yeah, you're not that perfect. These are the type of women that will try to talk to your man behind your back because they feel as if that the access that he gives to you, that they will have that too. High energy. There are a lot of people operating like witches. And anytime I see a person operating high energy, I stay away from them, because you're not going to cause me get dirty. And if you do something to me, you're going to, like, I saw a TikToker say, like, me fight? You're going to fight the government. You are going to fight the police because you're not going to fight me. Energy can get so obsessive and they can become so jealous. They are the ones that throw acid on women. They are the ones that gang women. They are the ones that pretend to go to a hair appointment, a nail appointment, and fight you. High energy. That is high energy. And you have to learn as a woman to discern when women have these type of spirit and stay away from them. You have to truly learn that, because they are dangerous. High energy women are dangerous. I don't play with them. Can I tell you, before I was very in tune spiritually with God and learning to listen, and this is right before I lost an opportunity, all right, to progress in my career. And before that, God showed me a dream. And in the dream, I saw a witch. And I didn't understand what to do with that dream, but I saw a witch. And I was hiding from the witch. And the witch was looking for me in this dream. And the hands of the witch was very, like, wrinkly. It did look very old. It did look like, you know, when if you've been unalive for a long time, and then the the water in your skin is dry. Like, that was the witch hand, and its nails was very long, but I didn't get to see its face. And the woman that was attacking me, she had that high energy, and now I understand now, because I've become very aware of how God operates, and realizing that things are spiritual before they are physical. And I didn't know God was showing me the spirit that woman was operating behind. Okay, and I have a story, a part 2 to that I will be sharing on Patreon. And let me tell you something, it just, the way that it happened was just crazy, right? It was just crazy. All right. Now, high energy, like I said, is an emotional and spiritual state. And I want to recap again where this state comes from is unhealed heartbreak and betrayal. These are the women that the men portrayed them, and now they want to portray the whole world like they do not make good friends. They do not make good friends. They want people to feel what they felt. These are the ones that grew up with emotionally unavailable and critical caregivers. These are the ones that were told that you have to do this, this, and that. And they didn't get to really expand and didn't really get to take care of themselves. Because I was always the one that took care of everybody, I never took care of myself. So I always felt that I had to take the brunt, or I always felt like things supposed to be hard when it was not supposed to be. These are the ones that are in chronic survival mode, stress, financial strain, people pleasing. See, you see how all of this comes together? This is how you know this makes so much sense. Comparison culture. These are the ones that scroll on social media and they live vicariously through women that they're not even trying to work to be towards. So they just live in a fantasy world. And these are the ones that believe vulnerability is a weakness. Okay? Now, how can gifted, radiant women protect themselves and escape from women who operate in high energy with the bitter and competitive and jealous and kind spirit? Let me tell you how you do that. 1, recognize the signs very early. Women in high energy often throw shade when you're happy. They act nice but are competitive behind your back. They downplay your gifts or call them lucky. They give backhanded compliments. They get silent or distant when you are glowing or winning. That is a high. You have to learn the signs early. And remember, I tell you, just don't deal with these type of women. You just stay away. I am not in the business of fixing you. The only person that can bring you deliverance is the Father himself, and it's not me. It's not me. So I don't play with highs, and I don't play with demons. Okay? Discernment is key. Just because she smiles doesn't mean that she is safe. Discernment, y'all keep hearing me say throughout this channel, Rubies, discernment will save your life. Okay? Number 2, don't try to fix or make her like you. You know why that, when I told you I had the dream about the witch, you know what I tried to do that cost me an opportunity? Because I tried to be her friend. I tried to fix it because I was like, why don't you like me? Like, I haven't done anything to you. Why don't you like me? So with them, I'm not saying that you have to give the same energy, because you should not repay evil for evil, but pay evil with good, right? You just stay away from them, and you don't try to fix the flaws that they already have. They're very bitter inside. This is one of the biggest traps gifted women fall into, because trying to be extra humble, nice, or quiet just to avoid making another woman insecure. Let me tell you something. You're not created to babysit somebody else's ego. Too bad. Too bad. It is too bad that you have not done the work. That don't have nothing to do with me as the Ruby, okay? Your glow is not the problem. Her unhealed wounds are, so no matter how nice you are to her, she will never see past that. Far as she's concerned, you are better than her because she's not done the work. Number 3, you have to set emotional boundaries. You don't owe everyone access just because they are familiar, they are female, or because they are nice. You need to start creating distance when conversations leave you drained. You feel smaller after being around this person. You start second guessing your wins or your looks. When you are around people, you start to second. And remember, I tell you, I started to feel like I couldn't enjoy my blessing that God gave me. Like, this didn't have nothing to do with me. Like, what these people have going on has nothing to do with this blessing God gave me. But now you're trying to keep me in a place where I cannot move or grow or leave this certain phase of my life because I have to help everybody else. No. It's not personal, it's spiritual. Okay? Number 4, stay rooted in power and joy. These hags, these witches, they want you to get bitter just like them. They want you to be catty and go back and forth. You don't do that. Hag energy wants you to shrink, dull your light, and question your femininity. They want you to feel so stressed by their antics that you start to feel stress when you are around them and they see it. Keep showing up in beauty, love, softness, and purpose. It repels bitterness like holy oil, repels demons. Radiance is your shield, joy is your sword. Okay, number 5. And this is the most important one before we go to number 6. No, number 6 is the most important number. This is the second most important thing. Keep your elevation private. Not everyone should have access to your wins, prayers, or next move, especially not women who carries jealousy in disguise. Stop oversharing with people who haven't proven they can celebrate you without competing with you. I'm going to say it again. Stop oversharing with people who haven't proven they can celebrate with you without competing with you. You block them from everything. I don't care. I don't care if you see me in real life. I know that I blocked you on social media. You're blocked for a reason, ma'am. You have to learn how to adapt this way. This is the only way that you're going to protect yourself. And I'm going to do an episode on why it's important to be quiet whilst you're doing certain things, okay? You need to move in silence and shine in peace. And the most important one, number 6, you have to pray for them, but love them from a distance. Sometimes the women with the high energy is a sister, a co-worker, or a longtime friend. You can love her, but still protect yourself. You have to release yourself from the guilt. You are allowed to glow and grow without dragging people along with you. You owe God your obedience, not her comfort. You owe God your obedience, not the next high woman's comfort, okay? I'm going to leave you with this, rubies. Your beauty, gifts, and glow are divine assignments, not invitations for jealousy or drama. I want you to remember this again. Your beauty, gifts, and glow are divine assignments, not invitations for jealousy or drama. And while you don't have to hate women who walk in high energy, you do have to guard your light like your life depends on it, because it does. Hags come to steal and destroy. You have come so you can have life more abundantly. Somebody living in lack and survive will have nothing to do with you, Ruby. I'm going to do a case study on this. Y'all please put case study so I can remember to do this case study to connect with this video, so I can give you real life examples in my life that I went through so you could understand that this is real. I'll see you, rubies, later. Bye.